What's up guys, Tiaga Kicks AE1 here, back with another review exclusively for you guys. Today we have got another one of those pairs from the Foot Locker outlet sale thing over at Mitsui Premium Outlet over in KLIA. And for the first time in this channel, we actually have a pair that I've always wanted from when they released, but these actually didn't go down in price for the longest time until I think they announced the AE2 was dropping. So from the shark logo thing, you can tell this is an AE1, and this is the AE1 in the Preloved purple colorway. The design of the box is really interesting. It's kind of like, as it slides out, you can see the white just go away. It's interesting and it's really nice for the price point, which was what, $569, as you can tell right over there. This shoe was a good deal for ballers everywhere, but the problem with this shoe, if you check out other shoe tubers, is just the durability of it being worn outdoors. Obviously, these shoes were actually made for indoors, so you weren't really supposed to wear them outdoors unless you get them for this price. I don't know if they will actually drop any lower than $250. $250 is the lowest that I've seen go across Atmos, Foot Locker, and even Adidas itself is having these for about $350 right now. So one thing that really drew me to the shoe is that the construction style is so much similar to a foamposite, and when I pull these out, no pun intended, you'll see why. And this is in this Preloved purple colorway. Looks like a damn foamposite, which is pretty damn nice. Actually, most of the colorway for this shoe in itself, because of the material used, which is this dynamic containment upper thingy, I forgot what the name of it was, but this upper actually makes it seem like a foamposite, except that it's not as rigid as a foamposite. It conforms to your foot a little bit better, but it just has that kind of like style of this whole foamposite thing. And I think Wale, sneaker god, when he wore this on feet with his jeans and whatsoever, it just took me back to the time when people actually wore basketball shoes daily, you know, like the whole elite socks era with the LeBron 9 cannons, with your khaki pants and your polo tee, you know, that whole like era of before it went over to skinny jeans or whatsoever. This is what this shoe reminds me of, and I am so glad that they came out with it. I forget who were the two designers, but I believe Chris from Weartesters actually spoke to the two designers that actually worked on this shoe, and that's in his podcast, and that's very interesting to listen to. Go give it a listen. I'll try to link it in the description below. But this is the AE1 in the Preloved purple colorway. Extremely simple shoe. This is basically a TPU rubber style upper that you see with this whole hexagon containment. It's a support wing actually, because this shoe, obviously beneath it is just this textile material, so having this overlay really just helps conform the shoe to your foot and keeping it on the footbed, and basically keeping you contained throughout your lateral movements, your explosive first steps, and when you're running up and down the court doing your defensive slides. This shoe should keep you contained. Behind that is just basically this purple mesh. You can't really see it, but it's the same color as this shell out here, and that is basically just provides more ventilation through the shoe. But this shoe is actually a hot box, because when you do shine light through it, some light comes through when you look at it from the inside, where I'm seeing right now, but it's not like 100%, so that means that the heat won't really escape the shoe that well. But I believe this shoe is doing a really great job in itself. I don't know if this is actually bothering, but let me just move this real quick. But yeah, so moving on, the support wing extends all the way to the lateral side. Basically, it's from the front all the way to the back, and then at the back you have this carbon fiber looking plate, but it's actually not. It's just made to look like carbon fiber, and that's just like stamped in, which is your external heel counter with that raised 3 stripes Adidas equipment vector logo just right over there. Same thing you got on this side. Simple shoe, like I said, and that top down view, really nice. You have this 3M, this is actually reflective in the light, 3M material on this toe right over here, just beneath that, and that's just supposed to add a little bit more structure and support, because obviously beneath that is just this mesh that extends all the way up the lace hole, making up the booty or collar of the shoe. Going through the laces, these laces this style of lacing actually reminds me a lot about the Yeezy 350 style of doing up the laces in the front. But as you get to the midfoot up, you have this more traditional lacing style, which is basically just one loop and going up to the top, obviously. You have a pull tab at the top with an Edwards logo at the top there, and you have a pull tab to kind of like extend a little bit. One thing I do want to note, because I was talking about the pull tabs right now, but you really have to utilize these pull tabs when you're putting on the shoe, when you're putting your foot in, because from this part to the front, it is actually not stretchable like a traditional tongue. This neoprene style tongue conforms to your foot really nicely, but that being said, if you actually don't get your right size, if let's say you just buy this online and you're a size 13 and you try on the size 13 and it's just impossible to get your foot in, it's not because of your foot, it's actually because of the construction of the shoe, which isn't really friendly with your foot shape. But if you wiggle it enough, you'll probably get it in there. But do try these before you actually buy them, because I have a high arch personally, and I kind of feel that this lacing style, this part just kind of presses into the top of the foot just a little bit, but it doesn't cut off circulation. It's just nice. I've tried this one size down, I've tried it as a half size down, a half size up, and this is my true size, US 9.5. I could wear a US 9 in these, but they do cut off circulation just a little bit before I'm breaking it in. So this shoe breaks in really nicely based on what I've read online and what is on Weartesters, obviously. And it just requires a little bit of TLC. It's one of those like old school style shoes where you actually have to break it in. But this construction just really takes me back to the 80s, 90s style of construction, where it's focused on so much on support, because I feel that nowadays people are just so concerned with this whole like just wearing low tops. Because as at the date of recording of this video, the LeBron 23 actually already launched. So you can see how he is just, his line from the 20 until the 23 at this point has all been low cut shoes, and there's not a mid top option, a high top option. But you can kind of see that is the preferred design style for everyone across the world. People actually are a little bit more comfortable with playing in low top shoes. But I feel that I'm a traditional guy. I was brought up in the 90s. I played ball in the 90s throughout now. So I'm a firm believer in actually having midfoot support, just because of the midfoot containment of just having that foot just being drawn into the heel and just being a little bit more protected. I know that it doesn't help with ankle rolls. Ankle rolls happen even if you're wearing the Delta Force or even like that Nike pump shoe, like the Air Force One High. You can still roll your ankle in an Air Force One High. It's all about the containment, the fit, and the support. But I just prefer a little bit more coverage upwards, closer to the ankles, if you know what I mean. So that's just me talking about the design of the shoe and how I kind of really dig it, basically. So that neoprene tongue, on the inside you've got a black terry cloth lining material, and for the insole, I thought this was a two-piece midsole. Apparently it's not, but it's this Ultra Boost style midsole, and it has some writing over there. Anthony Edwards, model number 1, established Georgia 2001, don't follow the wave. That's what it says. Pretty soft. It doesn't feel like a traditional EVA foam, but I feel that this midsole, insole really works with the whole construction of the outsole itself, which is Boost. It primarily uses Boost, and it has Lightstrike surrounding the Boost, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a full-length Boost with Lightstrike foam surrounding it, or I could be wrong, but I think it's full-length Boost. Let's just say it's full-length Boost all over, but it's not that thick. It's I think it's Evo Boost or one of these boosts that's a little bit thinner. It's not as high as like something in the crazy explosive 2017 or anything like that, but it's a slightly more low riding, doesn't have that high of an offset boost inside, so you kind of feel really low to the ground, which is what why people really warm up to this shoe and really is well received amongst ballers. You've got the outsole kind of like covering this heel all the way up here. It's basically like this finger just grabbing your foot, and that leads to the super aggressive but shallow tread pattern outsole. I feel that if this has like an XDR or just basically a much more durable rubber option with a little bit more higher grooves, I feel this would be an outdoor beast. This was made for like blacktop tar basketball. But it's just a shame that when you go online and actually see people actually trying to wear these outdoors, the outsole isn't that great because it's very, very pliable, and it just gets chipped away really, really easily. Even when you play with these indoors, it's just something that I think Adidas, when you do retro this, if you make a resto mod of this shoe in the future, 20 years from now, 10 years from now, just improve the outsole. You heard it here first. Just improve the outsole and you should have a winner, because Adidas basketball from the T-Max to the Gilbert Arenases to Tim Duncan's, Kobe line, obviously the crazy line. It is a design that is just so timeless. Adidas just really knows what they're doing with their shoes, and I feel they really hit it out the park with this. A shoe like this only comes once in a while, I think, and this is one of those shoes that had staying power in the market. People wore them, pros, AMs, beginners, people that just weren't playing basketball gravitated to this shoe because of the design. Very polarizing, but at the same time quite friendly, really catches on to you, and when you wear this, like it's a statement piece basically. So the aesthetics of the shoe is one thing, the performance also is another like really extraordinary factor for the shoe itself. So I'm really looking forward to trying these. I have wear tested a pair before, my friend's pair, but I didn't keep them. Obviously that was from the Adidas Malaysia guys. So and it had a little bit more different designs. The outsole rode a little bit higher, and it was slightly smaller in the heel. I remember that, but the support wing basically just looks the same as it does now. But that's basically it. Oh, I forgot to say. So on top of the boost midsole, you actually have a Y bar and X bar. If you can see that black part extending all the way out from the bottom to the top, and that is basically just a spring plate that helps you propel, and it's just something that Adidas is really, really great with when they're designing basketball shoe. They really know how to make really good torsion plates that really helps to accelerate the athlete whenever they're playing basketball. And I think that throughout the Adi Zero Rose line, Crazy Lights to even now, they just really know how to get the support part down pat on a basketball shoe. And this is basically the AE1 Pearlized Pink. This is, I thought this was pink, apparently it's purple. This is the AE1 in the Preloved purple. Very glad to have this in less than 300 ringgit, and very happy to be able to wear these. And you'll probably see me picking up more of these when they drop in prices in the future. But this has been your boy TU Got Kicks 89, and I am out. See you guys damn soon.